Hello again everyone and welcome back to Myst. We are back here on what I can only describe as Myst Island. Whoa, hold on. This is like expanded. This map. Almost... It's almost like we unveiled part of the map by doing that. There's also this book which I don't believe we actually looked at last time. Oh, it's gonna be another creepy ass message, isn't it? Alright, let's go for it.
Live. Bring me a red pig. I can't see it. I need a red pig, you must. I beg to bring. I am serious. Give it up. There is one thing I must do. Rescue.
Oh, the only thing I caught of that was I believe he wants red pages, just like this fellow wants blue pages. Right. Oh my god. Okay, so what's this note say again? Enter the number of mark switches and into the imager to retrieve the message. The 4 chamber beside the door. So we know there is 6 marker switches, we believe. So where is this 4 chamber? Is it this? Are we able to open this? Oh! I didn't know this was here last time. Oh god, look at this. I'm not sure what to do with these, to be honest. Like I said, I'm fairly confident it's 6. Oh! There's like a little gap here. That button doesn't really seem to do anything, but this button over here seems to like do something. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't actually see anything in there. It's too distorted. So I don't really know how to use this, to be honest. There is only 2 buttons as well, as far as I can see. Oh, hang on. There is a note beside the door. Maybe we can... Settings, dimensional imager, topographical extrusion test 40, mark switch diagram 47, water table pool 67. So how do we change that number? Is there like a panel anywhere? As I can only see those like 2 buttons at the moment, which I'm confused by. I don't know what they do. Golly gosh, I'm confused. Right. Yeah, I'm not proud of this since I've literally just started, but let's see if we can have a little look in here. Look around by the pathway, the 4 chamber by the... How do I know what buttons to push? In the room with the damaged imager, you expand control buttons on the imager and a panel on the wall. Oh, so no, go back. So there is a panel on the wall somewhere. Can I move this? Ah, right. So is it 06? Oh, here we go. So that seems to turn that off, but... Okay, so when we try all these different numbers then, if we try 40. What does that do? Anything? That did a lot of nothing. Marksman's diagram. Ah, the Marksman's diagram. That's what we're looking for, isn't it? 47. But that hasn't changed anything here. Oh! Right. So we know they're the mark switches and we know there are 6 of them, right? So can we then use this one? Press it 6 times, maybe? Is that what we need to do? Right, so okay, so we know that. Right, I hate myself, but I know what I'm meant to do, but I don't know how to do it. It just mentioned to enter the number of mark switches on the island as one of the codes. So that was 6, wasn't it? Or was it 7? We tried 7. No, not 97. Didn't want 97. Try 7. Did that work? No. Right. So we're gonna have to go and re-look at some of the mark switches to see what the hell's going on. This is a crazy ass game, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's count the marker switches if we can memorize them all. So there's 1 there. I believe there's 1 up here too. So that is 2. Definitely no more up here, like hiding somewhere. No. That's 2. Right, so none sitting on the boat anyway. Oh, that's like the same kind of style as the boat in like the little basin in the middle of the island. Right, okay. That's 2 marker switches there. That is a 3rd marker switch. Is there a marker switch in here? I can't quite remember. Don't think that big book had any dates in it, did it? Which we can put in there. That's 3. It's 4 there. There's one marker switch there. Don't think these count as mark switches, do they? That's 5. That's 6. There. There's none like down here, is there? I don't want the damn thing to be like hiding somewhere. That's 6. I know that for a fact. I think there's 7 there. There's 1 on the far side, which we can see but we can't get to. 8. So it's 8. You son of a bitch. That was like the one thing which I didn't actually try. 8. I was like 6? Nah. 7? Nah. Well, if it's not 6 or 7, we'll just give up there. We won't even try a different one. Okay, so you don't have to walk down the stairs or anything. That's quite useful. Can we sprint as bad as that sounds? Oh, we can actually. Can get a bit of a sprint on. Right, so if we change this to 8. That seems to have done something, judged by the noise.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine is one of our sons. I suspect Agamemnon, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
So if it says if you've forgotten the access keys, make sure you remember the tower rotation. Now obviously we've seen the tower rotation, but we don't know how it works exactly. Right, so it's not that. Is there any more books that we can actually pick up and read? We are, yeah, all that is wrecked. So we picked up that one. That was the big one which we read, wasn't it? Yeah. But this one here. I've called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it's still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere there are only trees which go directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear in the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I'm eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I've arrived here late and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would never have expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colours. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 metres above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower pass to the village level approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the centre of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a metre off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colourful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human, at least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely grey, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise, this creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he's old beyond his own reckoning and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It's almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly, some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. Sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time, then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day, things changed. The rumbling changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. Humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees, where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear, and in my mind I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there, and the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort he stood to his feet. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his real body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They had kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off of the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen onto a low level of walkway and carry it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As this strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The waters are dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason the water no longer shifts colour. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon, so that I may learn more from them. I have lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I'm even beginning to learn bits of their language. I've decided to return home for an extended stay with my lovely wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age will be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Cirrus and Achina will react to its curious inhabitants. So he said in his message earlier that apparently he believes Cirrus and Achina were behind, or one of Cirrus and Achina were behind the burning of all these destroyed books in here. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osmoyan age. Cirrus has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warn the boys not to take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I fear they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Chokchti? I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Cirrus and Achina here. See Everdunes' journal for more information. After watching Cirrus and Achina, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. Oh, that's weird. And for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I'm leaving, but are happy that Cirrus and Achina are staying behind again. I've been gone for over 3 days and have been to many different places. I had to tell Cirrus and Achina about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remember her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Cirrus and Achina to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and travelled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and I'm reminded me of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have given me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black. I thought they were to various different colours. I've shown some of the creatures in my journal and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humour. Even now, as I look through this very colourful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me that they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they can visit some of their agents alone. Though I'll have to think over their request, I believe that they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to just help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. Future bridge, the windmill. There's a hut. That seems to be all there is at the time being. Right, so that was so that's the Channelwood age, and this is This is... I don't know what island that is, to be honest. These books are all destroyed, aren't they? Is there anything in these books at all, I wonder? Doesn't look like there is. Yeah, they all look just burnt out. Right, yeah, they all have the same kind of pattern on them as well. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god. What the shit? How is there so many different combinations? Are you kidding me? I'm guessing this must be that little block puzzle that's inside that building. How many pages are there? 300. Which one of these is the right one? If the reason it is the right one, do just any of them work? Jesus, am I gonna have to like sketch this down almost? Oh my god. Jesus Christ! You know what? I'm gonna cheat right now. If this is even cheating, I'm gonna take a picture. Oh god, I'm on selfie mode. I don't want that. Is a picture ever been taken during a let's play? I don't think so. Right, there we go. Right, so I'm gonna take a picture of that. Just of that one combination, see if it does anything inside that little block bit there. I don't know if any of these other books do anything, to be honest. No, they all seem just charred beyond belief. It's quite a big one. There's nothing in it. Any of these have anything inside? If there's anything in there, I'd like to see what it actually is, you know? See that kind looks like it should have something, but it doesn't. That's a big book. The Stone Ship Age, I can probably read, yeah. The Stone Ship Age might be what I'm in now, you know. Right, I can't see any more of these. Right, so we're going to leave this episode here, guys. Next episode, we'll have a look through the Stone Age one, and perhaps before we do that, we might go and try and input this combination into that little block puzzle we have going on there. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, then please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Myst. Thanks again, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.